think it might be time to do a little stewardess spin. Y'all should hear her. She's really, really good at it.
I really can't right now. Sorry.
Oh, darn it. Ugh. She's so good at it.
I have a question. So, I'm a little bit confused as to, I can definitely understand where serendipity is coming from as far as, the Epstein files and Donald Trump. But it's also very strange to me that the Anthony Weiner FBI files didn't come until, the very, very, very end of that election, before Trump came into office. Who was the president back then? Obama. So it's very, very, very interesting that Obama didn't release those documents towards the very, very, very end of his presidency, but then people want to give Donald Trump smoke for not releasing documents that, quite frankly, I don't believe his name is on in the same like kind as people believe that his name is on.
I agree with you. I don't think his name is on it in the same like kind that people are insinuating. And honestly, I wouldn't even have put it. That information has passed through so many hands. I think that it's probably intentionally guaranteed a mutual destruction between the parties. Like I don't disagree with you. I think the ultimate issue is Trump made a promise, and then rather than just nut up and say, hey, I can't make good on that. I thought I could. I can't. Whatever reason you want to use. Nut up on it and take the L. He turns around and he gaslights his supporters. I think that's the key difference there.
But from what I understand, it's not him that's holding up the release of that information. It's the court. So, is he supposed to violate the court order and release classified documents?
He violates the rule of law 24/7.
Releasing classified documents to the U.S. public is a completely different issue.
Yeah, don't be an apologist. I think everybody has to be, thought about on their own merits. Everybody has to be ruled. We have to make up our decisions based on the merits of the person, not.
Yeah, and the thing of it is, I do like to hold Dems accountable for the things that they do, but I can only do that in good faith when I'm willing to look at the things that my party does that don't please me either. I think playing this game of everybody acting like their party is the perfect party and the other one is the big bad evil, I don't think that helps us have good discussions.
I actually did a replay a few minutes ago about the left's apparent heroizing of bad characters. The Luigi Mangione guy, who is treated like a superstar, and he killed an innocent father, husband, working class CEO who worked his way up into that position. Victor Davis Hanson had a video on it yesterday. I brought it to the muff in a replay.
Wouldn't it be fair to say that the average person, and I'm not talking about the fringes of politics on either side, but wouldn't you say that the good middle center of people who are reasonable, Monica, denounce Luigi Mangione's actions, and what we're hearing is the loudest parts of the Democratic side that are just the loudest parts? I feel like they're very small in numbers, and I feel like they're very fringe.
So just a kind of a related example, and just to prove to you that all these politicians lie severely, but there was sexual harassment claims in 2017 with the United States Congress. Nancy Pelosi went on helping the House win the midterms in 2018, which was huge. Okay, and she talked about releasing the sexual harassment files of and record of every single member of Congress till they never released and brushed under the rug. Why? Because her own party was in it, and and never held accountability for it. Nobody asked her again about it. She talked about it all the time. People cheered it. AOC cheered it. Others cheered it. Said, that's what needs to happen and all that. And then won their election, and then they shut up. So, but the point is, their base isn't as passionate as saying, "Hey, you didn't release it." Maybe they're okay with the rape claims that against some of these, congressmen who, there's insane claims, both Republican and Democrat. What I'm saying is that these people say this kind of crap, and Trump is supposed to be different. I get that, and he should be, and I've said it. Like he should have released it. There's no excuse. But I'm just trying to give you a point of view that, the same passion, the same Democrats in this room won't say, "Wow, my party hid details on women being raped and in Congress, and oh my God, they need to do it." They just let it sweep under the rugs and shut it up.
Pelosi could say that because she owns the media, and she knew nothing would come of it after.
And like I said, I mean, we can play the tit for tat game for sure. Naveen, what were we saying and what were we doing when that was going on with Nancy Pelosi? Or is this something that we dug up later in defense of what the Dems are saying? By the same token, that's why the Dems are saying, "Oh my God, y'all support a pedo president who rapes people and is a convicted felon." I mean, I don't know. I think in the vein of like having the discussions, you have to quit playing the tit for tat game.
But just to be clear and transparent on that is, Republicans didn't play the game challenging her for doing it because Republicans were terrified she was going to release it. They didn't want to say to her anything about it because they were freaking on the list. So they didn't come and say, because a lot of the claims were against Republicans. She was trying to claim all the claims were against only Republicans, which is why she was winning. But no Republican really came out in 2018 and told her to go and do it. They even asked Trump about it. He's like, "Oh, whatever Congress wants to do." Like he sidestepped it as well because he was president at the time. So, I'm just saying, like, those are things that, are people just didn't release. But the difference is that our party didn't go in every day try to tell people, "Oh, Nancy Pelosi, she's allowing this kind of stuff to happen." We just stayed quiet because we're, people on our side were actually on those things or whatever, but they just stayed quiet on it. And maybe that's the reason why we lost. That's what people say. I mean, who knows?
King, just like her stock portfolio, you want to see that too. But all of Congress has that same bullshit going on. This is the price of a corrupt Congress. You can't accuse and prove the other wrong because you did the same shit. And we're all sick of it.
Well said, 100%.
Apparently not sick enough to pay attention en masse. Like, the true... Naveen, you know this to be true. The true folks who are going to get involved are going to make a sacrifice of their time. The last check on a bad government is citizens. Calling, mailing, being obnoxious and annoying to the staffers. Not being mean to them, but hounding them. If you had more people like that, you would have a more responsive Congress. But there is not enough of a societal check on Congress to push it to do what it wants to do, i.e. things like giving up its prerogatives to the executive.
But
instead.
I disagree, Marshall, in some ways, because there was an outcry from the public regarding things like immigration in local communities, and the president didn't do his job and Congress didn't do theirs. So I think what happens oftentimes is
I'm not blaming the current Congress. I'm saying Congress as a whole.
Correct.
Over my lifetime, abdicated a lot of its authority to the executive branch.
And you're 100% right, because Congress has moved from legislating to trying to be an arbiter of enforcement, if that makes sense. I know it sounds weird, but because they're saying, okay, well, we don't want to pass on. You get what I'm saying? Sorry.
Naveen, you didn't answer my question earlier. You believe Trump is on the Epstein list.
Well, I don't think he's on the list for the stuff you said. I said his name will be named in the files, whether it's on the planes or whether it's going somewhere. The question is, we don't know what list it is. Did Epstein write a list and say, here are the child molesters, and here's the right. Here are the people who rape children, right? Or is it a list of people that flew on his plane, or on a log, whatever it is? I'm saying whatever it is, he doesn't want to release that has his name on it, right? And we know his name is on things like logs and all that stuff. But it's. I mean, from what I saw, that's publicly available. It's a trip from, Mar-a-Lago to New York City, right? But again, right? Is there more? Could there be more, like on a trip from Miami to somewhere else or something?
3 times. There's the flight logs have been out. This is not news.
But
3 times Trump flown on the Lolita Express, and I think 2 of the 3 times his wife and children were with him.
there's
Hardly a trip one would make with their family.
So there's a couple of logs.
And never to the island.
Well, there's a couple of logs that are missing. But secondly, do we even know what the list is? I mean, is there an actual Epstein list? Like, do we have any verification from the previous administration or from the lawyers in the Obama administration or
I
from
guess
the lawyers
that's
in the
why I'm
Trump
pushing back so hard on you, Naveen, is because you keep saying, yeah, I'm sure he's on the list, I'm sure he's on the list.
I'm sure he's on a list, correct? Because I think he's on the list of people that travel.
Not a list, the list.
Well, what is
The list of predators
Who determines that? Who knows that does he actually keep a
what I'm
list of
telling you that you're not hearing is when you say, I'm sure he's on the list, people think you're talking about a list of predators that assaulted young people, mainly girls. And I wish you would be more impeccable when you're saying he's likely in the Epstein files, but that does not indicate his guilt of being a predator of underage women.
I'll use that terminology moving forward, Mommy.
Well, it's a little awkward, so I admit
Okay.
that. But you understand what I'm saying? Like, you're giving credence.
But do you understand what I'm saying too? Is that who's defined? It's the media and the Democratic Party that have defined what they believe is the Epstein list. But does anyone actually know that there is?
Bingo. There's nothing. There's no evidence of anything. We're in fucking America. A list by Epstein made up for the papers is bullshit. Can we get that straight? Can we get that straight? That a list made up by Epstein is like a list made up by the Democrats about Trump and Russia.
Made by Epstein was good enough to get Ghislaine Maxwell put in prison.
Yeah,
It's
but
not like
keep
it's not
talking,
valid
Jules.
paper. Also,
Keep making
you
no
don't
sense.
you don't get to pretend that the Epstein report is something that you need to release to your base, and then when multiple national security officials tell you you appear in reports, to like slow walk that shit. If you said you were going to release it, release it. It's not that fucking hard.
And if you're going to accuse him of being guilty of anything, you wake
I
up.
didn't say he was guilty. I said he promised his constituents he would release the report.
So he fucking lied. Where do we go from here?
Actually, he said he would.
Wait,
Hold on. He said he'd release the
I
list.
want my president,
Not the report.
In what universe do I want my president to lie to me? And in what universe should that president be Donald Trump?
What universe?
More than a
What
decade
universe do
on
you
the
live that you think presidents don't lie to you? Come
No,
on.
that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the Republican Party lit up the Democratic Party on that very issue.
Okay.
And now when it comes to us being consistent and having that same level of behavior, you're like, nah, the rules don't apply. No, the rules fucking apply. It is what it is.
Well, and I mean, like, if you're gonna say, so what, he fucking lied, well then when Biden pardoned Hunter, and we all pitched a fit and got our panties in a wad because he gave Hunter a pardon when he promised he wouldn't, we probably need to shut the fuck up too.
Well, at that time I said he's going to pardon Hunter. Big deal. You knew that was a lie. Just like you knew this was a lie. This list isn't coming out.
You don't
There
get
is
to
no
say it's a lie simply because the administration has retracted from its original point, which is they would light up the Democrats until they want to reveal it.
Marshall,
Is there a list?
What is the list?
You get to bald-faced lie to your constituents like that and then not expect something. You saying it's fake is gaslighting like a motherfucker. You are gaslighting because the administration no longer wants to release that report. For whatever reason. We can speculate
Maybe
all we
it's-
want.
Maybe it's me, Marshall. I never gave a shit about the list because any list that they showed meant nothing.
You're
It's
missing
like
the point. You can't be a party that lectures the Democrats on telling the truth when you decide you're not going to tell the truth.
No, I didn't hold it. I'm not missing. I think he should. I think he's wrong. Yeah, it's like
What use is telling people to be truthful? What use is lambasting the Democrats for not telling the truth? If when it comes to our thing, we don't hold the same energy and the same rules. I'll tell you what it says. We don't believe anything we say we believe. What we believe is the pursuit of power for power's sake. That's disgusting, and it's something that tears down republics. Because it
Marshall,
about ambition.
let me put it in
doesn't come
perspective
about what
here.
you do.
Let me put it in perspective. I believe he should release the list because he said he would.
If there is a list.
He would. Yes, he should release the list because he said he would. But that's not the same lie as the borders are closed. Well, what are you talking about? The borders are closed.
It's Donald
That's the
Trump's
difference.
presidency. I don't know if anybody has rung that bell for you, but it's Donald John Trump in the White House, not fucking Joe Biden.
Right. But you're comparing it. I think he should release the list, but because he didn't want to, or for whatever fucking reason, I don't care. It doesn't bother me.
Well, that's
And
great.
I still think
That's great that you don't care, but those of us that also help to put him in office and that try to support his presidency, when he attempts to gaslight us and imply that, like, what are y'all talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. Are we still talking about Epstein? When you attempt to gaslight your own supporter base, so far as to tell them you are former supporters, you are not MAGA. Like, I'm sorry, that it's just blatantly wrong.
Well, I think it's more of a chance that he doesn't want to release the list. More of a chance that
make
Bill
a
Clinton's
promise
name.
about releasing a list while spending a decade lighting up the other party about not telling the truth. This is why I didn't vote for the guy. He is self-interested. He cares about himself more than any president in the United
You didn't
States
vote for
history. Buchanan was the worst president. But this guy puts himself first in a way I'm not really fucking comfortable with, and is able to twist his supporters into
Marshall, humor me. Who'd you vote for?
pretzels.
Who'd you vote for, Marshall?
Agree to a set of behaviors which they lambasted the other party for 10 years.
So Marshall,
Marshall,
I
who'd you
part of
vote
that
for?
movement. You don't get to tell me that our party simply gets to gaslight.
He voted for Chuck Norris, Jules. He voted for Chuck Norris. Serious.
Well, no, that's not my point. Like, I work on campaigns on the Republican side. I don't do it because I want people to lie. I don't do it because when we say we want people to tell the truth, and then when it's our turn and we don't, I do it so that when we get power, we guide in the exact same way we said they should.
Hope you have the same energy for Bush. You have the same energy for him.
You know,
It's not so much that, it is the blinding light of some of his supporters who think he walks on water, who wanted him to release the files, and now that the files are not released, all of a sudden that shit's a lie. It is a pretzel contortion that is nowhere near principle.
Okay, so couple of things. I think we're contorting something here. The thing that I have, the question I have is, he promised to release the Epstein list, okay, and he didn't release that. Okay, that's clear. Okay, and he lied about releasing the list.
Well, wait a second. The list or the files?
Hold on, that's what I'm trying to get at. So, if you read everything, he says he's going to release the list. Okay, this is the presumption. And I'm going to ask this question to Marshall or Serendipity or others. Has any of the previous administrations or any administration or anyone who locked up Epstein the first time, second time, third time, verified that there is such a list that's there, that someone has? Because they arrested him in 2008, I believe, and then the Obama administration, nobody's actually verified that a list exists. So does it exist, and is this a play? Now, this could be more nefarious, Marshall. Hold on, Marshall, this could be more nefarious. Hold on, watch this. This could be more nefarious. Is it something that Trump created to energize the base, knowing that there is no list? Because remember, he was president before, and there was no list, right? And so he conflated the files and lists, knowing that he can't release. I'm just saying this hypothetically because if there was a list, right, there would be evidence. There's so many court hearings. There's so many things that have happened that the list, like, we would know that yes, there is a list, but someone is just hiding it, or
we have the ledger to convict Ghislaine Maxwell. They used his ledger to convict her.
Correct, but that's a ledger that we have publicly.
It's a ledger full of, it's a thing full of client lists. My point is that you should not gaslight an entire other party and your base by saying you're going to release it, and then it's too politically unfeasible, like going back on it, all the while promising people that you're going to be a steadfast leader. Steadfast leaders don't flip-flop like that. Like, I didn't vote for Trump, but, like, that bothers me, Naveen.
Yeah, and Marshall,
it bothered me that he was unwilling to be truthful about it.
And
Marshall, because he told his own constituents this.
And Marshall, the last president that really bothered me was one where he ran a campaign, the last Republican president, where he ran a campaign talking about, these weapons of mass destruction and how he's going to destroy them and how he's going to ensure that, America is safer, and he's going to eradicate these people, and told us that, made us believe that, that Saddam Hussein was a terrorist, and he was somehow responsible for what happened, and ran his whole campaign on it, promised his constituents it would be a fast war, he'd get us out, and he would minimize death, and he would get bin Laden. But he didn't do it. So I hope you had the same level of anger and piss off. And he blamed his base. And by the way, he went against his base, who was supporting McCain at the time, when they came out challenging McCain for the ineptitude of the George W. Bush administration for continuing the war, which helped propel Barack Obama to win, for continuing the war. Where they went at him, he said, they just don't understand. They just don't understand. And they'll realize later, in history will be on my side on this. He went on the Today Show and other places. So I hope you have the same amount of zeal against him to say, how could he do that and alienate his entire party and people by insulting?
Hold on, Extreme. Marshall, when you reply to Naveen, answer this question too, because then I have one follow-up point. Marshall, do you believe that Trump is your Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ?
Of course not.
Then why do you expect him to be perfect?
Monica, I don't expect him to be perfect.
He closed the border. He closed the border when Biden and his administration said he couldn't do it. He closed the border.
Monica.
Look.
Voted for him.
I'm not happy either. And he's not perfect. And we know he's not perfect. He's flawed.
Monica,
and Putin just attacked the UK. Might we have some global concerns? That is annoying is not getting the
live deflection, Monica. That's impressive. Live deflection in progress.
I didn't hear Marshall imply any of. I heard Marshall say that he expects more, and I think we're entitled to expect more from our politicians. I don't think he said he expected perfection, but there are certain things, like to not acknowledge certain behaviors is completely obtuse in thinking. Like, there are some things he's done wrong, and I don't think Marshall expects perfection at any given time. I think he's arguing what he's frustrated with.
Well, you know what you should be frustrated with? The fact that the previous administration had the list and the files, and if there was anything,
why am I blaming today's nonsense on yesterday's president?
Because
I mean, Jules, can we take a minor break from the what about? politics.
Can we just have
It's not one about us.
in the
Just take a
conversation?
union break, brother. Take a union break.
They can't.
Can we just have a rule in the conversation that if we're not talking about fucking Joe Biden, can we not mention the last presidency if we're not speaking about it? Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Dear
Everything is
God.
always a constant rubber ball deflection onto the past administration as if they are somehow still currently responsible for anything right now, even though they have no fucking power.
But yet, XG, the gag is that we apparently have TDS. We're the ones with TDS complaining about the current president. But these guys cannot stop with their dysfunctional
With their
worship
BDS.
obsession
With their BDS.
37-year-old man who did 50 years of service.
Okay, hold on.
Unbelievable.
You know, why doesn't...
We're not
why
gonna
don't you-
turn this into a big.
let me
Wait, no. Let me just say, because top left. All right, we're not gonna turn this into a bunch of whataboutisms. We're not gonna turn this into a bunch of gaslighting of each other. Like 10-4, we get it. Moose XG, like you're sick of the bringing up the Biden administration when the Biden administration's not in office right now. 10-4, point received. We don't have to be ridiculous. I'm also frustrated because I'm frustrated with my own party because I feel like we could play this, but what about this? And but what about that? And we could go back for decades and decades about all the whataboutisms. And I struggle with the fact that I support the majority of the things that Trump has done in his presidency. Like, I voted for him, I support Trump. But he has done some things that I feel like were particularly egregious to his base who put him in office. And I don't understand this mentality of defend him no matter what by, but what about this? Why didn't they release it? Well, number one, nobody else campaigned. No other president campaigned on the promise of releasing the Epstein files. No other president campaigned on the promise of, I'm going to give you people transparency. You know, there's so much deterioration in the trust of the people and their government right now. These were big campaign points for Trump. I'm going to give you transparency. I'm going to do this, X, Y, and Z. And then you do the opposite. Like, I don't understand why it's so hard to just take accountability for that and say, yeah, it sucks. Unfortunately, he played the politician role.
And I said, I agree with that, what you said. But this is a nothing burger. This is from a party that we're going to release the P tapes. And, you know, you gotta go. You can't say to me, don't look at the other party who fucking made up a conspiracy about Russian connections with Trump. You can't say
What
to
the
me.
hell does this have to do?
We're not talking about Russia. Jeez.
Because you're still making up conspiracies about Trump. You can't stop.
You're missing the
Fucking
point.
can't
We're not
stop.
talking about 2016 or 2018.
I know,
It just
I know.
happened to be that year.
I know.
We're talking about what's going on now.
That's right. What's going on now is
hell out of me that we can't get a consistent conversation about the executive that currently sits in the office. Instead, we have to have all sorts of other reminders that the Democrats are shitty. Hey, guess what? We're Republicans. We compete against them. Oh, we're done. Like, we don't need to continue on with, like, what boils down to a whole bunch of talking points that aren't helpful to anybody and just seem as a catharsis to those who want to not find fault where there's fault to be found.
Hey, I'm okay with changing the subject into we're almost in World War III, believe me. But if you guys want to insist that Trump was humping little girls, I told you so.
Nobody has said that. Nobody has said that.
What do you think it's going to be? What list? What are you looking for? Tell me.
Dude, I don't care if it's a proverbial list that you slap on your refrigerator with a magnet or whether it's actual financial files that tie people to whatever. Like, we're at semantics at this point, okay? Like, nobody gives a shit. And we already said, we've made it very, very clear. Some of us believe that while Trump is absolutely in those files and tied in those financial connections, nobody none of the conservatives on this stage, I don't think, really buy into the fact that Trump was diddling little underage girls. Okay, that's not the point at all. And it's a nothing burger to you, but transparency in our government is not a nothing burger to me. It's a very serious burger. And so when you platform on the premise that you want to give the people transparency, by God's stand by your word and do it. Don't sit there and then turn around and gaslight your own base, you and me and half of the other people on this stage, and tell us, what are you talking about? Like, why are we making such a big deal out of this? Y'all just need to let it go. Don't do that.
Well, okay, that's a good point. Fair enough. I think there's people, the Democrats, that want to find the dirt. Put that aside. If you're talking about, if there's anybody more interested in the financial data from that Epstein Island, it would be me. I'm an ex-IRS guy. I'm curious as hell on how Epstein made his money and what shenanigans went on for him to make his money. So for that, I'd like to see it too. But I know I'm never going to see it. So that's why I'm not getting crazy about it. For the people who want to see dirt, that's one thing. For the people, I think it was Marshall who mentioned they want to see the financial aspects of it. Hey, I'm right up there. I want to see it too. And he did.
No, what I said was he should do what he said for his constituents. He argued on transparency. One of the constant criticisms leveled at Donald Trump is that for whatever reason, he lies through his teeth. Do you know what saying you're going to release a bunch of files and then not releasing them gives the impression of? That you're lying through your teeth. And nobody believes you. And that's the exact last thing we fucking need.
Say he was releasing anything. Provide a
during the campaign, he said he was going to release the Epstein files.
Provide the receipts. He never actually said that.
I'll look it up. I'm driving right now, but yeah, I'll look it up for you.
He actually never said that.
I don't think he said it either.
My point is that he made it clear to his constituents that they were going to release some of that information. And then he decided not to. Like, the reason I get irritated by it is because as a Republican, when I go to people's stores, one of the negative side effects I get.
He definitely said it.
Provide the receipt.
Can I finish?
Okay, I'll show it. I'll
Macro's got to say Macro has.
Let me get it. Just let me get it. I'll show you the video.
Go ahead.
I think the best you're going to get is that he said he'll leave it up to his attorney general.
Because it made him sound less confident.
On Rogan, he actually said, "Yeah, we'll look into that." He did not say we are.
That's right.
If you can provide that,
He said he was.
Go ahead and link it.
A lot of fake shit in there.
Go ahead and link it. That'll be.
He hesitated, but he said he would do it.
Let's have it.
Like rabid dogs.
Yeah, just let me
I posted it in the chat. So I got 2 paragraphs down.
Hold on a second. I will stream it to the room. Hang on. That way we can all listen to it together. Now, when this video clip gets done, when this video clip gets done, we're going to give the floor to Elle first, and then we will open it up, but one at a time, please. We can't hear multiple people speak all at the same time. We're not getting anything. All right, so give me one second.
Hakima has tried to talk a couple times, so I think we need to let Hakima say something.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files? Yeah. Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah. I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would. I guess I would. I think that less so because, you don't know. And you don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there because there's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world. But I think I would.
So there you go. He said he would.
Your Honor, the people rest. The people rest. Hold on. I thought I got to go first. So if you heard him, what he was saying, I think I would, because he understood that he didn't have the legal authority to actually release it himself.
By the way, are the files classified in the first place?
The man said twice. The man said twice that he will release it. Then he halfway tried to backtrack, say Because he don't want to hurt a few. He don't want to hurt a few people. But then he confirmed
Like
again that he will. Can you be quiet? Actually, I'm glad you said the victim. That's the list we need to talk about. Because like fuck the client list. We need to hear from the victims, including the 13-year-old that said that Trump and Epstein raped her. She filed multiple lawsuits saying that. I would like to know more on the woman who just killed herself in May, right in the middle of the whole Epstein scandal, that Trump admitted that Epstein stole from him from Mar-a-Lago. And now all of a sudden she commits suicide when she's on video saying that she will never kill herself and she's going to fight this to the end. But right in the middle of the fucking Epstein scandal, in May of this year, she somehow commits suicide. So I want to hear from the fucking victim. Like, fuck the list. That's the list we should be talking about, the victim list.
As soon as the judge clears that, it should be released. But as far as I can see, there's been multiple roadblocks put up.
Because the judge probably on the list too, that's right.
Could be.
Well, I mean,
who knows?
I mean, it's also interesting because actually Fox cut out the parts where he said less so. They just said yeah and left out everything else.
Oh, okay. Are we done?
Oh, isn't that pleasant?
Yeah, I think I rest my case.
I don't know what point. I mean, I heard him waffle because he understood. He didn't know if he could.
So, Al, he said...
I heard him answer the question multiple times.
So, he said JFK, yes. He said 9/11, yes. He said Epstein, yeah, but less so.
Right, because he explained why.
And he has no power to release these files anyways. It's controlled by the DOJ and the FBI. He and the Attorney General can request, but he has no power to release them because they're, sealed.
He's not obstructing power from releasing those files.
Didn't he direct the DOJ to request the judge release them, and the judge said no? The grand jury testimony.
Yes, Monica, that's my whole point. They're blaming this man for these files not being released, and he doesn't have the authority to release them in the way that they would like. The judge stopped him doing that.
So, I just want to ask you this, Adams. Is he not claiming credit for why JFK files are being released?
I don't really care about JFK. I mean, you guys with your tinfoil hats, and because I don't give a fuck. JFK died before I was even fucking alive. Okay, nor did he affect any type of economy that I experience as a living person today. Okay, you guys want to get your dick wet on these freaking dick-riding conservative conspiracy theories? Why don't you pick up a book? Why don't you pick up a book and let's focus on policies and actors that are involved, still alive today? Stop bringing up old shit.
Yeah, I still can't understand why.
That's exactly why we talking about Trump.
Yeah, I still can't see, Adams, why you're not addressing the point that Trump said he would release all this stuff, and all of a sudden Epstein is special.
Let me ask you a question. Would you feel inclined to take a microscope and look for tits on an ant?
Yeah.
Because that's as much as I give a fuck about the JFK files. I don't care. I do not care.
I know the answer to the question because it was required that in 2017 that they eventually be released. He had clearance to release them. See, there's the difference.
A president can declassify. A president can declassify whatever he wants to declassify. Not stuff that's sealed. Not stuff. Right. I would definitely not stuff that's sealed by a judge, but other stuff.
That's the shit we want. That's the shit we want, right there.
Declassify.
Yeah, Trump is.
It would look like we could at least get some of the FOIA. Nobody's getting anything about Epstein.
Well, is anybody in this room FOIA?
To request that.
Criminals, and we should stop all parties. But we're going to keep defending one over the other, and we're going to keep getting fucked by all these fucking pedophiles. So we're the victim.
You know, this is funny to me. The man released documents on the Martin Luther King assassination, and y'all were upset. But then with this shit, you know, you guys are ready to lose your assholes over some shit about JFK. It's crazy.
He tried to defame Martin Luther King. He did not release nothing.
Martin Luther King is still alive. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Still
detail added to that, which is like, if they're sealed by a court, he can't release them no matter what he wants to do, because sealing by a court means you have to have a federal judge to unseal it. It means the executive doesn't have the power to unseal it himself.
So you don't think that the Martin Luther King files came out because he could potentially still be alive?
What the fuck are you talking about?
What are you talking about? You don't know that he got assassinated. For all we know, listen, I'll tell you my theory. Martin Luther King got tired of black people depending on him, okay, and ran off with that white woman and lives in Florida. I guarantee you. Martin Luther King is still alive. He got tired of carrying black people, especially black people that didn't appreciate him. Okay, it took white people to give a Martin Luther King Day, and black people did not do anything in front of those white people to make sure that that black man was honored. So he said, fuck it, I'm going with my white woman to...
Slippers, he was well before your time as well. Why do you care about him, but you don't care about JFK?
We don't have a JFK holiday. We don't have a JFK holiday where I'm missing out on earning potential, okay, because shit is closed over a fake of a holiday. Listen, Martin Luther King is still alive. Prove me other.
We have President's Day.
I can prove it because, you know, he still has children that are alive, and they could tell you, and then you can go to the monument in D.C. and that's just reiterated. The grandchild will tell you, and they'll probably punch you in your face because that's a sensitive topic to say that their loved ones are not resting.
I mean, I'm not making a conclusion from being like having any sort of guilt whatsoever. It just seems to me that if he is innocent, that him being so desperate to avoid releasing the Epstein files and calling his own base fake news for wanting them released, like because he promised it, does seem to be pretty suspicious. For someone who said yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Stop it, El. You lost the battle, El. You lost
I'm sorry. No, I did not hear a promise to release it. I'm sorry, it did not.
Yeah, you listened all through. So.
I listened to it just like you. You didn't hear that either.
Yeah, and he said yes. I think less so.
He swore on a stack of Bibles, right? He swore on a stack of
Bibles. I promise never fucking came out of his mouth. But.
Right.
Yeah, so funny.
Well, and like I said, that doesn't really address my issue with Trump anyway. Listening to the clip, I agree. He said yes, and then I agree he tried to walk it back. And ultimately, due to the pressure of the public, like he made an attempt to release it by requesting that the judge release the files, and the judge declined to release them. I'm not necessarily sure that that wasn't planned, but either way, it doesn't change the fact that he totally gaslit his constituents and the people that put him in office, and that's my biggest contention with him.
Hey, serendipity. You know what I want to know? Like when the thing Trump said, yeah, I'll release it, but I got to be careful because we don't want to hurt some names. Like what names? Like how do you know if you haven't seen this list or any of that? How do you know if all this shit is sealed? What names are you talking about that you don't want to hurt? Like clearly that he know way more than he said. That statement alone lets you know.
I think that's entirely a possibility. I think that's entirely a possibility. I mean, the thing of it is, these elite, billionaires, they run in circles. I think that's entirely a possibility, but like, that's irrelevant. That's irrelevant to me because, like I said, I'm pretty sure those files are full of mutually destructible information on both sides of the aisle. I think it would be egg on the face of all of the American people. I don't even know that releasing the Epstein files at this point, number one, would be accurate because so many people have had the opportunity to manipulate and play with them. Number two, that it would be beneficial for us on a global scale to release the files because I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to be shit ton embarrassing for a lot of entities globally. But just own that. You can say, you know what, I thought I could, I can't. Like you can own that don't turn around and particularly the people that put you in office gaslight them and act like they're fucking crazy. Like, why are you still talking about this shit? I mean, that's my big issue with them. You ran on transparency, and then you're going to turn around and turn on your base. Like, who the fuck does that?
Do you think he got one vote from saying that he might release it? You know, I don't think he got one vote.
I think transparency is a big issue to a lot of people in this country. I do.
It is. You're right. I don't disagree with you, but I guess it's up to a judge to release it.
Hey, Jude, I definitely think he got some votes because a lot of his supporters wasn't thinking about him on the list. I don't know why, but they was thinking about it, exposing a bunch of Democrats, including like Bill Clinton and things like that. So yes, I do think some people voted for him because of that list. They was going to shame Democrats.
Well, I don't think. I think the list was tied into the assassination of the Kennedy brothers and Martin Luther King. It was, let's release it all. Let's, show it. Let's be open to everything. Sometimes you can't. And the Kennedy brothers, what conclusions came out of those lists? There were so many conspiracy theories on who killed Kennedy, who killed Robert Kennedy, and it's still going on. People saw Sirhan, people didn't see Sirhan. I mean, I was alive when Kennedy was killed. I was by the television set. I heard the rumors. I saw a live on TV Jack Ruby get killed, or Jack Ruby kill Oswald. And then the rumors started flowing out again. We're never going to fucking find out the truth. You can say what you want.
I mean, I think really just that this is kind of the problem is that Trump created his own, based on conspiracy theories, and then is now complaining that it is now, he's now having to deal with conspiracy theories being made about him while he's stirring the.
Yeah, that's true. There's some truth in that. I'm not going to say no, but don't you think they want us talking about this? That's the whole thing. Both sides want us arguing and fighting. Well, we're not going to know the fucking truth about this. And maybe he's protecting Bill Clinton for whatever reason. I don't want to see anything happen to Bill Clinton. I wasn't a Bill Clinton fan.
If Bill Clinton raped the little girl, if Bill Clinton fucking raped the little girl, I want something to fucking happen.
Absolutely.
That's right. With Donald
Me
Trump,
too.
the same thing with the rest of the motherfuckers. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Well, if Bill Clinton raped the little girl, I agree with you. But then think of the little girl. She's going to have to testify. This shit's going to be hanging.
What? Are we really talking about we don't care about holding pedophiles accountable?
Let her get her justice. Let her testify. Let her get her fucking justice.
So hold the pedophiles. I want the pedophiles to be held accountable. But in this world, a lot of pedophiles are in Congress and all this shit, and nothing's going to happen to them.
Yeah, because people like you think it's okay. And we
I don't think it's okay.
We need to stop. If you believe that Congress is full of pedophiles, that means we all should work together to get all these fucking congressmen and senators out of fucking office, including the president and anybody that's connected to this shit. Like, what are you talking about?
I agree with you.
There's nothing we can do. It's crazy.
God, it's amazing. If you had this energy the last 4 years, just think what could have happened.
I did. I had the same energy.
No, you didn't.
If only Biden could have had that energy.
Right, exactly.
If only we could have the focus on the current administration at hand.
Like I said, if only it all had
we know, XC. You don't like to hear about
put the room title, whataboutism. What about
These are kings of it. I don't know what you're talking.
The name of this room is whataboutism. That's it.
The whole world is whataboutism and trolling.
That is the point that I was trying to make, is in order to stop having the whataboutism conversations, I personally don't care what the Democrats take accountability for, because I want to be better than that. And you, as long as you continue to keep having the whataboutism conversations, nobody's actually really talking. All we're trying to do is one up each other.
Yeah, and I mean, that's really the thing. It's just Republicans don't have the right to call themselves the party of law and order. They don't have the right to call themselves the party of teller harsh truths.
I know.
They're
red bad, blue good, blah blah blah. Yeah,
I'm saying the Republicans
don't mean anything.
They used to have these rights to call themselves this. There was a time.
No, Republicans were never law and order. Both parties are corrupt. It's just a degree of corruption we're arguing against.
Yeah,
what's that line from The Godfather? We're both part of the same. Oh, come on. The line of
if it's not that memorable, it must not be that great of a line.
No, I said, hey, I'm too old to remember every line I ever heard.
The line that comes to mind is same corporation, different divisions.
No, that's not the one. Pacino said it. We're both part of the same hypocrisy. He was talking to a politician.
Queens, Staten Island, or Long Island?
Neither.
You definitely got the New York something.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. There's a poll that was recently done as collected by CNN that showed that 45% of the world considers Trump to be a greater threat to world peace, while only 17% consider Kim Jong-un. And it was like 9% consider Putin.
You know what I think is interesting?
Those numbers.
Yeah, I go pull it up.
You know what I think is interesting? That the Democrats just turn a blind eye to these transgender people that they groom and then make them go crazy, brainwash them, and then they go shoot up schools with little kids. That's what I think is crazy.
And you're right about that.
I'm just confused as to how.
And then they point all the fingers to the conservatives, to the Republicans.
I'm just confused.
But no one's talking about that.
When apparently, whenever it's a white straight person, it's never because of their skin color.
When has it been a white straight person? When has it been a white straight person? I know, like, the last 4 shootings have been transgender.
Yeah, how about the last 3 decades?
Who cares about the last 3 decades? We're talking about now.
Okay, cool, got you.
We're talking about now.
Now you want to stay in the.
Did I just hear what?
Now you guys want to just turn a blind eye, right? When it's a transgender. Hello, any Democrats out there? Any lefties? Hello.
What are we supposed to do?
Not.
tell too much. You can't do. You need to get a job. And then I talked to Raphael. Basically, it just confirmed everything I think. I chose you deliberately for a reason, and I gave you no rules. So, and Raphael's like,
well, why didn't you give me rules?
Because I trust you.
Exactly. You can. Go ahead. I've asked.
It's not my style. And I've thought about this a lot.
We have the rules of a conversation that if you don't want to, this is such a misnomer in life. Like John always says, all communication is projection. Scott.
Projection.
Here's an yeah.
There it is.
He's there. And the truth is, there's like an operating assumption in most people's minds that they don't have, quote, agency in the moment. Yes, you fucking do. If I ask you something and you don't want to talk about it, well then I assume you'll just say, oh yeah, I don't really want to talk about that. Or you'll just bullshit through it and we'll move on. It's not really that big. There's very low risk as far as I can see.
It's very low risk.
I think the fact that Benjamin is already having diarrhea is sign of his.
They know he's been that months ago.
And what's that called? Ashkenazi tummy or something? And he doesn't know me, so he's worried about you, I guess. He feels you may be overly disclosing and ruin your chance at that executive career path.
Raphael felt none of that. He was very interested in the whole endeavor.
Rome is fucking burning. People need you, Scott.
I don't know about that. They need Congressman candidate. Get over $18.
Come back.
$18. Who am I answering? No.
And threatened to block me. I'm like, buddy, I had you blocked for 2 years already.
You know what's so interesting? The Gary Baumgart is like, he predicted, he's like, he'll come crawling back. Like, not yet, but the fact that, like, I love it. Like, he hitched his horse to Roger, like, feeling not heard and wanting to elevate discourse. Well, then Roger and I decided, and then when Anson was describing it, he was like, you can do polls. Who's the Anon?
Let's pause for speculation.
Please, this is John Kitover. No, that's John Kitover.
That you'd like to share at this time?
That's Kitover.
You think?
Just Kitover.
I like what Michael said about John Scott. What is he? Is he the Andy Kaufman of Clubhouse?
No, he is. It's amazing.
I thought that was. Are you too amazing? Such a good reference. Yes.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. It's a mirror.
Did you tell that to John?
I didn't yet. Is that him there?
We gotta tell him. Well, if he's the Anon. Anon, we're happy to have you. As just, standard message, Scott. I haven't had this opportunity yet because no Anons came to my patio.
Jane, episode 300. Do you think about this? This is the biggest non-thing you'll ever do.
Biggest what?
Non-thing you'll ever do. I mean...
Well, I understand why you're probably saying that. But I don't feel that way about it. But I don't feel... It feels very important. But I feel like it's going to be...
I'm going to send an email to a bunch of the friends of the show. Like Ed Watts, the top historian. I got like an email from his publicist. He's the top Roman historian in the country, probably. Emails sometimes. I interviewed this American author December, and Ed listened to it. He's like, I love that you're podcasting. People listen. Yeah, so listen, Congressman candidate Kitover listens to the podcast.
John, we had something to tell you. I think you can hear us. Scott and I were talking with Michael Schmidt, who you may or may not know from this app, but he's a listener and a chat warrior, and also my husband. And So he was talking about you, and he goes, Is he like the Andy Kaufman of Clubhouse? Me and Scott were like, yes, you just nailed it. Do you take that as a compliment, John?
I mean, kind of. You know, he died prematurely, so I wouldn't want to associate myself with Andy Kaufman.
We don't want that. Yeah, no.
He must have been
He's a
vaxxed.
genius.
He must have gotten the first dosage of the vaccines from his world-class doctor in Beverly Hills.
Hey, Moderna's down. Did you get any today? Scott loves Moderna.
I was
favorite vaccine. He was in the trial.
Yeah.
I bought 10 cents of Moderna. Yeah.
Jay, by the way,
I'm a day trader now. I forgot to tell you, Scott.
Oh, nice. I'm into day trade. I have a friend, Tom Bachman, my guy led me to Christ. He's very into it. He could help you.
Yeah, because I have like $10. I'm like, I'll take 0.01.
Today I did a mock trial.
Oh, nice.
It's a black man. There's a fire.
And then, some people use spatulas, try to pick it out. You know how we do it, right?
Yeah. I'm saying, John Kitover is recording. He knows everything. No, but just fucking a nun could be taping it.
That's me.
You're out for blood. Oh, okay, John.
No, so I signed a disclosure, so I won't say real details, but it's basically a family that it's a real case. I'm thinking there's a fire, and I'm a mock juror, and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna award the family, give them all the money, just give this family $100 million.
You're a subject matter expert in this.
And then the defense attorney comes up, and they're like, well, let's look at the fire alarm. And did it, do its job? And I was like, oh my God, it did do its job. And like, I kind of went the other way. It's very interesting. I thought a lot about my own emotions in the trial and my own. They were with the people that were wounded, and
oh God, did anyone die?
There were several deaths, a couple deaths,
yeah.
But then when the lawyer responded, I thought it made me think a lot about.
So this is a wrongful death trial.
Yeah, it's $100 million civil thing, and I thought, it's very. And I said this in the deliberation. I said, I think what's hard is that when something goes this wrong, we just assume someone is really to blame. That way, but sometimes the things didn't not work, and sometimes and then just something tragic happened, and then we're in a place emotionally where we need blame placing, and I was ready to do it. Like I was, the opening arguments, I was like, yeah, absolutely. They should pay $100 million. And then as it unplayed, I was like, yeah, that's probably not
some of the other details. So you're saying that the fire alarm had a battery or it was hardwired and it worked. What is the claim of the family? Why do they think they might have a shot of getting $100 million? Other than people died and got.
Yeah, we really have to get into the weeds on it. Like
the liability of it.
Yeah,
So you're saying you thought you'd be definitely on the side of the.
I was with
human,
the people.
The dead, but you were thinking, well, why should the fire alarm company be liable if?
The thing is,
if it worked.
It did work. I was really convinced it worked. And all the reports and evidence and PowerPoints and it was really compelling. Like it was like it worked. But that doesn't mean it made me think a lot about how we assign blame, how we think about safety, how we think about yeah, it was really a profound. Yeah, it was really interesting. I mean,
Was it an accidental fire or arson?
Interesting because I thought a lot about this too. A lot of trauma around this. It was. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know that it was a house with a lot of people, and we don't know. And also
Too many people in the house.
Well, who knows? But what my sense was, as I listened more, as my opinions changed, is especially because the testimony radically changed, like when they got a lawyer. So we saw the pre-lawyer, post-lawyer depositions, and I was like, oh, that's what coaching looks like. Yeah, it was really, yeah, it was interesting, and then we deliberated, and we're just Philly people deliberating, and some people are posturing, and some people are posturing, and some people like me.
Do you want to make a statement about capitalism and the corruption in the system, or do you want to follow your heart?
So I think that capitalism is the corruption, right?
Yeah,
but it's John Stewart would say, it's our operating system we've agreed on.
Yeah.
So until we change operating systems, right? Like all of us have adopted this operating system. Now we run it with different apps and different approaches, right? So some of us are people that. Oh my goodness.
We are just so immersed.
We need Anson in there.
I find that very interesting because I wish I didn't cut you off on the details. Those are the interesting parts.
But I mean, I wonder what like somebody said to me.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So there was a group text I'm involved, and the people involved, but two guys, white guys, and one guy said, "This country, there's two parties, and they don't understand the Constitution." And my response to one of the participants on the phone was, I don't know that that's fair or real. Like, I think we have multitudes, right, of the country right now. And some are libertarian, some are more...
What's the Constitution have to do with this?
Right, exactly. Some are more center-right, conservative, some are more equal opportunity on the left. Some are more equal outcome on the left. And what does the Constitution have to do with any of it? Like, they all probably have equal claims to the Constitution and equal absurd violations of it. Like, what does that mean? Candidate, Congressman.
Hey, nice trio of pictures. All have glasses.
Oh my God. Good-looking Jews. You too. Congressman candidate.
You're more of a Jew than me?
No. Congressman candidate Kitover, the biggest patrilineal Jewish candidate.
Is it patrilineal too?
He is.
Scandalous. You can leverage that in your campaign. You're not even a whole Jew, you're like Obama. You know what I'm saying? Have to. You have a non-Jew side, he had a white side. People like that.
Who doesn't love it?
Anson, perhaps, if you get Anson. Well, Scott, I'm going to be getting off. This great. Very nice.
What was that?
That guy does that. It's a shtick. You had never heard it before?
Like maybe 6 months ago.
job, but I think he's been doing that for years. That was nice. Should I let him go on?
No, but is John streaming? Because could we talk about Dr. James if he is?
Oh, I'm not getting involved. Have a wonderful evening.